What's up guys, and happy Friday. I've been meaning to do a video, but I've been super busy this week, so I figured I had to get one out before the end of the week and talk about a few updates that have rolled out on some of the main projects I'm in. So today I'm going to talk about 4 main projects. They'll be in the thumbnail. If you're in any of those, this can be a quick recap. Before I forget, earlier in the week, I think it was actually yesterday, I did a quick AMA with Phil from Phil Passive Income. And if you guys don't know, he has a charity. He goes out and helps kids in India and Africa and all that. Get some good footage of it and everything. It's a super awesome and worthy cause. So if you guys haven't checked that one out, go check it out. I'm going to try, if I can remember, to put the wallet address that he uses for donations down in the description below and just leave it there all the time. So if I mention it in videos, you guys will know that you could just jump over there and make a donation. It doesn't have to be a lot. It's like 50 to 80 bucks to help kids for a couple days. And then he's got an ongoing thing where he pays a teacher in India to go out and teach the kids and everything. So super worthy cause. Like I said, I think if you're able to throw a few dollars in, that would be absolutely great. If you're not, that's okay too, but just wanted to mention that. Let's start off with 9to5. So as you guys know, 9to5 made a handful of different changes. Some people were happy about them, some people weren't. There's now departments, and so it's pretty simple actually. You join a department, so if you log in, it'll make you choose one of the departments. You've of course got all these guys, you got Crypto Phil, my buddy, Blockchain Ben, the guys over at DeFi Snipers, myself, Pocket Aces, Voltec, all that. So anyway, you pick what department you want to be in, and then you're allocated points on doing, positive actions in the system. So whether you're compounding, making new deposits, or whatever, those are giving you additional points, and then you can use those points to basically enter into this contest. And if you have the most points, then that gets split up. But there's 81 members. I'm going to allocate all these points today right now, and if you guys have points, allocate them all. We'll see if we can edge these guys out. But they've got 114, almost 115,000 points already, 81 members. So this is the dollar amount that would be split between those people, and I'm not going to do the rough math, but it's like $3 and some change or something like that per person. So not a whole lot of money. I won't probably put a lot of focus on this. It's cool to have just an additional gamification thing, but until this budget starts getting higher and it's more meaningful for people, I think it's just another task that they need to do. If we win, you get a few bucks. I don't know if it's a huge difference maker. So I'm going to allocate the points right now anyway. So let's do the full amount. I'll click 100%. Let me set up the ledger. Let's click deposit. This is my first time doing this, and we'll confirm it. And as you can see, those points were added here. So I don't know if my team has a good amount of points, if they might add it, add any of their points here and allocate them. Maybe we could edge these guys out, but good to see us doing well. 22 members on the team, which is awesome. I just always want to thank you guys for consuming my content, always giving me positive feedback or whatever, sometimes negative feedback, which is fine too. But it's nice to have a good community. I try to pick the best projects. We gamble on some that are a little more risky. This one I've got a high degree of faith in because I know the dev and I know him to be an honest guy. So not that the protocol couldn't fail, but it's not going to be a rug, I don't think. So for me in my progress, I put more. Like I said, I have a good degree of faith in this one, so I put more in this project. You'll notice that my risk appetite, my appetite for risk is I put a little bit less money in the stuff I think is much more riskier, I'm just real unsure about. And then the projects that I really like, I put a lot more money in, and then kind of everything in between. So this one I've got almost 3,500 bucks in here. I'm planning on continually adding more. I'd like to get this up to about 5,000 now. The return on this one isn't going to be wild. I think right now it's paying out 0.6%, which is still really good in comparison from traditional markets. I'm hoping that it being at this rate, which is variable, so it can go up and down every week, no lower than 0.5%, no higher than I think 2%. But if they can keep it anywhere in that range and it can be consistent for a year or something like that, there could be some really good profits made from this one. So that's what I'm hoping. So I've got some profits that are available. The office, as you can see, is closed. It closes UTC time, which is basically the opposite of me. And so what I've been doing is just compounding. So you have to, I think you get nine different compounds that you can do in a row, and then you have to make a new deposit. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to compound all the way over to, this is my strategy. This is what I figured out. Sorry, I'm a little brain dead. So here's the strategy I thought of a couple days ago. Didn't know for sure if it was work, but this is what I'm planning to do. I'm planning to compound every time all the way through all my 9 compounds till I have none left. And then I'm planning on claiming twice and keeping it, and then claiming a third time in a row and redepositing that, which will be more than $30, so I can reset and get another 9. So I'm going to be on a 5 and 2, 4 and 3 hybrid, right? A 5 and 2 hybrid, if you will. So I am really claiming 3 days a week. I guess that's not really the way to say it, because I'm not going to be on the same schedule every week. So I'm going to be the guy who compounds 9 times, uses all my compounds, claims 3 days in a row, but redeposits that 3rd day back into the system to reset my 9 compounds. So hopefully that's not too confusing. I'm basically going to use all my compounds, build this up as much as possible so that when I claim my rewards for those couple days, that they're, as high as they can be. I'm going to make sure I have enough set aside, or from what I claim, to redeposit over $30, which is the minimum deposit, which is going to give me another 9 compounds. And I'm just going to do that over and over again and see how far it gets me. So we'll see. That's my current strategy. That's just what I thought up. I want this one to be low maintenance for me. And I know that it's mostly non-Ponzi, right? They're trying to generate all this revenue from the outside so it can last a long time, which is good. But that's the way I'm going to play it. Hopefully it's around for a long time. And I just got to get in here basically once a day to do some sort of action. I'll let that build up. Then I'll claim, take profits, and we'll see where we go. But again, I'm going to try to get this balance up a little bit. Next up, really quick, let's hit Wolf Capital. I know I talk a lot about this one, but it's just going so well for me, it's hard not to. Again, no hate to anyone else. This is just my personal preference, but I do think this is the cleanest UI in DeFi. Gives me all the information I need to see, easy to see. The buttons are clear, they're big enough, they're crisp and clean. So amazing job there. I have put more money into this one, so I'm now up to $6,000, which is giving me at 1.5% $81 a day, which is awesome. I think it's like $2,500 a month. So that's a pretty nice little side income. I have not decided if I'm going to go larger. At some point, I'm going to need to ROI, and then I could add to it. Obviously, every time I add, I'm adding more that I'm taking out. So I haven't ROI'd on this, but this one says total withdrawn 4,300, 6,000, so about $1,700 off from ROIing. This I thought was super cool. Pretty soon here, we're going to hit $800,000 total staked on the team. 300 members on the team. I mean, this is super amazing. Again, can't thank you guys enough. This is rad to be able to build a team this big in a new protocol. The protocol is obviously crushing it, so everyone should be making money. Any of the folks who didn't constantly make larger and larger deposits more than they were pulling out, you should have ROI'd by now. And normally I would say, okay, we're at a point where, it's getting a little bit risky. But I don't think that it is. Of course, this is not financial advice. There's almost $7 million in total investments. They just launched their NFT line, which has copy trading, this extended yield accumulation, a crypto off-ramp, and then casino shares, which are coming. They've sold more than $250,000 just in this $5,000 NFT alone, which gives you the full gamut. So it includes everything over here: copy trading, that extended yield, reduced off-ramp fees, that alpha debit card, which is going to be cool, and then the WolfBets casino shares. So when they launch their casino, you can be kind of a part owner. So raised almost $400,000 from that, which just goes straight to the TVL, because this doesn't cost them any money besides, of course, developing it and everything, and their partnerships maybe for the off-ramp fees or whatever. But for the copy trading and the shares or whatever that they're giving you, it doesn't really cost them money, meaning a lot of this is going to go to the TVL, which of course will support everyone over on this side who's got their money staked. So overall, couldn't be happier with Wolf Capital. Again, we just try things. We hope they work. Sometimes we get wrecked. Sometimes we get into amazing projects. It seems like they're going to last for a while. So right now I'm loving it. Next up, this is the new up-and-comer that I think is really interesting. You guys check out if you want to. Obviously, I made a video on it, and that is green figures. There are a lot of reasons that I liked green figures. This one is like no Ponzi. There's no guaranteed profit. Right now, they're doing really good. So I think I want to say it's going to be like around 7.5% or more. So I'm making, which is super solid. So I'm going to be making, I don't know why that just changed. This is what I'm hearing. Don't quote me on this. What I'm hearing is going to be around 7.5% for the week, which is going to be about $90 for me. I don't know why that keeps switching back. Anyway, I put $1,500 in here. Started with 900, did another deposit just to show you guys how it worked. Of 100, bring me to 1,000. Put another 500. I'm planning on putting another 500 in here soon and then building this one up. This is one I think will last for a long time. The team is really solid, particularly George Stamp, who does all the audits. This comes all from an external trading revenue source. Really low referral, just 2%. So that's, I think, healthy. There's my investments. You do have the ability to withdraw your funds if you want to. It takes a little while, but you can click withdraw and you can take your available out. They're audited, KYC'd, all that type of stuff. Anyway, this one, they only post profits every week, but one thing I wanted to mention why this kind of came up is they've just hit 100,000 in TVL in just about a week. I do think that this one has the potential to follow in the footsteps rather of Wolf Capital. So even though it might not be quite as lucrative, Wolf Capital is at 1.5% right now. I don't know if they'll have to lower that in the future. This one I think is going to do really well. So again, not financial advice. Every Saturday, the profits are going to be allocated. So I'm going to be able to see what I made for the previous week, and that'll be an ideal time for me if I can get it in before tomorrow. I'm going to put that extra $500 in here, so that's what's earning next week. But so far, really good. And last but not least, let's talk about the new Drip UI. So Drip the team finally dropped the new clean UI. So super nice to have it. It's been a really, really long time coming, and it looks awesome. So here from the main site, you've got get started. You can read the white paper. It's just got some of the details here. Total trade volume, 2.2 billion, 85 million in equivalent USD in the faucet. They're launching a cross-chain bridge, which is super cool. You've always had the reservoir, that's their drip, drop, draw. Hopefully will get released soon. On Driptopian's AMA with Forex, Forex said it was going to be the Thursday when they launched the new UI. Of course, they decided to change that. Then on Stunna Breezy's AMA with Forex, he said for sure we're going to have it next Tuesday. That didn't happen either. So it looks like we're just back on Forex standard time. There was high hopes that it would get out this week. Doesn't seem like that's going to happen because I don't think I've seen a countdown timer. Maybe it's up, but I haven't seen it. And that unfortunately means we'll probably likely see a little bit of a sell-off over the weekend. But you know, I guess my guess was Tuesday. So when Drip Drop Draw comes out, a lot of people are going to be involved with that. They've have been making some tweaks to it, which I think will actually be helpful, particularly the referral program. So if you're out there shilling, let's just say I'm shilling it to everybody, they get involved, but I'm not putting any money in it. I'm just collecting all the tickets and maybe winning the bonuses. That's not really healthy for the system. So in order for me to get the referrals, I also have to buy the tickets. So if I get 100 tickets and referrals, I got to come up with $100 to be able to access those. I get my own tickets, and then it helps with the sacrifice process. So smart idea. I'm glad they did it. So swap tab is here. This will take you to the old Drip Liberation contract. They still haven't updated that. That's still on the old site 2 sites ago. Fiat, this is coming soon. I'm glad they just launched the UI and didn't wait for all this stuff to happen. They should have done this a really long time ago. If the stuff wasn't ready, just have these tabs that say coming soon, right? This will come soon and it'll be cool. Oops, that's not good. Refresh and we're back. Next up is the faucet. Faucet page is interesting. Just being critical, my only issue is I wonder why this isn't centered. Everything below it is centered, but this is off to the left. And all I can think of is they just are trying to keep it in this dark space so you can see the text, so this doesn't get hidden. There is a button that I saw Lee use the other day that turns it off. This is super cool looking, but this is a little bit more useful as far as being able to really see the text super clearly. So if you're trying to really look at your data closely, that background stuff isn't really fogging up your numbers. So this is one of my smaller wallets, 197 days still to max. I have noticed that there's a couple scenarios where the math wasn't always correct, where it'd be correct on this page, but then wrong on the dashboard page. So it looks like I think everything's correct here. But I noticed on one of my wallets, this information was not displaying correct. But I do like this. This is cool. So number of players in the last 24 hours, 109. That's cool. So people have been adding new wallets to the system. Price-wise, past 30 days, up 5%. Last 7 days, up 3%. Nothing in the last 24 hours. We're pretty much flat at 31 cents. This has some information about the drip garden. It looks like that's pulling correctly to this main page. I don't have anything in this wallet in the reservoir, so I don't have anything here. And then obviously drip drop draw has not been released. Reservoir page looks like this. Super clean. I like it. Triple D, this is the big one. So can't wait for this to launch. There's a little video here, but it doesn't really give too much else on the page. So I'm just tickets and everything. If we jump over to the garden, it's a super clean page. Obviously, only thing we're missing here is just the seed value. That's not updating, so I think they're working on that. It's a known issue. Obviously, it'd be really cool if you can pull the data. I mean, if you're going to be able to pull this seed value, it'd be nice to pull the whole value of your plants grown and have a few more analytics on here. But overall, I think they did a really good job redesigning this page. So it looks solid. This one here is coming soon. So this is going to be maybe the debit card. So it'll be good to see that. So a couple things still coming soon. We don't have Triple D We're still running on an old Liberation contract. The fiat on and off ramp aren't working yet, and these debit cards are still to come. So there's just a quick once over. I know a lot of people have done more in-depth tutorials. You guys have already seen it. I was out of town when the new UI went live, so I didn't really have an opportunity to go line by line and show you guys, each tab. But that's it. Like you guys, I am most excited for Triple D to come out. I'm hoping it comes out soon. Again, my estimate's maybe Tuesday, but again, I have no control over the timeline. But as soon as it does launch, I will be buying. I do think we're going to see some good price appreciation. Of course, there's going to be some massive sell-offs. In a lot of cases, I'm not sure what you want people to do. I mean, they've got maxed wallets. If they're just sitting on a bunch of drip, hoping the price is going to go up, there's nothing wrong with them selling. They're not really dumping on the rest of the community. These are all people who have put in the time to build up their wallets, gotten a max wallet, and they're just waiting for a good opportunity to make their money back. So I've seen some hate in the chats talking about all these people with liquid drip and kind of vilifying them that they're going to drop it on the rest of the community or whatever. At some point down the road, you're going to have to sell. Conversation gets real different once you actually hit max wallet and you're like, okay, what can I do with this? I can just keep redepositing it forever and hopefully it goes up, but it would be nice to get to the break-even point, and then after that everything's good. So that's it for today. We covered the 4 protocols. I've got other stuff to talk about too, but I try not to make these videos too long so people will actually watch them. Let me know what you're excited about. Let me know which of those 4 projects is your favorite. Smash the like button if you like the content, and happy investing.